Part 3, or part 24, I think is the actual part number. It's part 3 for this recording session. Anyways, hello everybody. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Crybaby Pumpkabun, or Lulu, and welcome back to my Let's Play of AI the Somnium files. Last time we did the Somnium for Iris, our third Somnium overall, the first one in this timeline though. And we got a lot of memories in her Somnium of the original Cyclops killing, and lots of fun theories going on in my head about those right now. But after the Somnium, we went to take her home, and she asked instead to if we could take her to Marble so we could talk to her. She said that she'd been to Marble once before with Renju. I feel like that's a contradiction, given that I don't think she had ever been there before when we visited in a different timeline, or at least they've played it that way, but that could just be Marble or Mama playing things, quiet because she is an information broker. She doesn't necessarily have to say these things. When we walked in, I didn't see Mama anywhere. To my surprise, I saw Oda sitting at the counter.
Tessa!
Oh, Ota!
What are you doing here, Ota? And where is Mama? A hanger on the wall. The specials are written on the chalkboard. A sofa. There's a table in front of the sofa. There's a poster on the wall. A flyer. There's a TV on the wall. It's off. There are bottles of alcohol on the shelf. There are bottles of alcohol on the counter. There are beer taps. There's music playing over the radio. A refrigerator. A painting of Saint Sebastian. A stool. Alright. The bar counter. Okay. Sorry. You called Oda here?
No, I didn't tell him to come. He just showed up on his own.
Which is a bit weird. Iris is standing next to me. Where's Mama?
Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance.
Interesting.
She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
Well, why are you here? I wasn't particularly surprised. He doesn't seem like normal clientele. Mama's always depended on the kindness of strangers ever since she opened Marble. I never thought I'd run into you here.
I was nihiling with Tessa earlier. She said she was going to Marble, so I got here just before you did. Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
That's fair. Can you click on this, on the video fish? No, okay. Isn't your phone broken?
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle.
Yeah. What was that thing about?
This actually works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris.
Which I don't remember. Okay.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing.
We didn't get to read this. They're accusing me of a lot of stuff. They're gonna think I did it. It's okay, Tessa. Stay calm. I'm here for you. Okay. I won't tell anyone about that thing, not even if they torture me. Don't worry. I promise to protect you.
That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
Is it Pewter? Or is it Mama? Okay. Interesting. We just got stun gunned by Ota. That is not what I expected to happen, by any means. This just... Alright. Marble, Monday at 2:48 a.m. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me and my memory was foggy. I felt a sudden pain in my neck. Oh, hi, Mama. I shot up, rubbing my neck. When I looked over the counter, I saw a monster staring back at me. That's Mama, not a monster. It took me a few seconds before I realized it was just Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Do we have our eye? I'm worried they took our eyeball. A hanger on the wall. Those specials are written on the chalkboard. The sofa. There's a table in front of the sofa. I'm clicking as fast as I can because I want to get more story. A flyer. There's a poster on the wall. There's a TV on the wall. There's a menu, it has writing on the back. There's a beer tap. Bottles lined up on the counter. There's bottles of alcohol on the shelf. There's a stool. The bar counter. There's music playing over the radio. A refrigerator. Oh good, no fat phobic joke this time. A painting of Saint Sebastian. Is that everything? Yes, cool. Where's Ota?
Ota? The boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back. All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Interesting.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun.
Maybe this is the Ota route.
I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational.
What time is it?
It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
This place is still open? Why didn't you try to wake me up?
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
Stun gunned.
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days.
Okay, phone call.
Date, the boss is calling.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency.
Okay.
Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Iba.
Of course. Now they're making it seem like Ota is doing all this to Iris. This was a live streamed video? Or it is currently still live streamed?
No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus.
Okay, we're going to the warehouse now. That's where she was supposed to die.
We need to get to the site, now.
I thanked Mama and ran out of marble.
What's our ETA?
Yeah, she was supposed to be dead at the end of day 3 in the other timeline, so...
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time. That sick bastard!
In a bear costume. No, no, bad game, bad. She's probably gonna be cut up when we get there, which again, these games can get really brutal at times. ZTD in particular, of all the Spike Chunsoft games, ZTD was terrifying.
Tessa! Hold on! I'll save you!
Oh, Ota's there.
Ota!
Stay away from Tessa! Ah!
I kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to my core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed. What's gonna happen this time? Uh-oh, we're turning it back on.
No, it can't be. No. Stop!
It is getting closer to her. This is terrifying. Please don't show this on camera. Oh my god.
No!
I'm watching it. I might censor this for y'all. I'm definitely a content warning this for y'all because I'm watching it because I need to for the story.
No!
Hey game, can we stop killing Iris? I really don't like her dying. It's Monday 3:35 a.m. is what it said. I recognize that van, I think. Oh. The bear is cut in half. Interesting. This was the ice cutting machine. That's what that was. Please not be Iris. It's Ota, I think. Looks like Ota.
Ota.
Interesting. So where's Iris's dead body that we expected to find? Police headquarters, Monday at 10:02 a.m.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you. It's rare to see you down like this. But it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, don't you?
A little bit.
Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble, and about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right? Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks?
Yeah, sure.
Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris.
That is a logical conclusion based on what we know, but I don't think that's what it was.
He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
I have a feeling that it was supposed to be that they killed Iris and then killed Ota. And they
That's
killed
ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris.
The person killed Iris, then put Ota in the bear suit and killed him.
And how do you explain the other 2 murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out,
Ota's wasn't.
just like Renju and Shoko. Those 3 murders were definitely executed by the same person.
Not
The
necessarily.
new Cyclops killer.
But because we know that the reason for the eyes missing is probably has to do with the sync machine, the new sync machine.
There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as?
Okay. This room is reflected in the mirror. There are pipes on the walls of the room. The security camera. This is the camera used to record the interrogation. It doesn't feel good to have the lens staring at you. There's a PC in the corner. A camera used for interrogation. Anything else I can click on? Besides boss, desk. A desk in the middle of the room. Ota's behavior during the video.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that?
Give himself an alibi by trying to show that he was fighting against it, kind of sock puppeting like he did on Twitter.
The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person. That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
But the 2 of them were never on the screen at the same time.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice-cutting machine himself? I don't buy it.
Ota had no incentive to kill Renju.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it,
Which isn't true, though.
making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
I mean, no. Ota had no incentive to kill Shoko.
Shoko was married to Renju.
He did not know that.
Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
He did not know that Shoko was Renju's ex-wife originally.
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for years. Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
What about the polar bear costume?
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Mayumi?
Are you sure?
I am.
I told the boss what Iba found.
Oh, I know that.
Well,
Ota could have stabbed himself. Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice-cutting machine.
then shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Since it was a kitchen knife, I mean, obviously we're supposed to think of Mayumi, but especially because she had the really cute kitchen knife in episode, 3.
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Okay.
Stay away from Tessa!
He tried to fight them off.
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice-cutting machine. And then...
That is what seems to make the most sense.
Then, who is the culprit?
I wish
Pewter.
I knew.
It's probably Pewter.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
And he didn't have his left eye removed.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris.
They're all related to a lot of things, actually. They're all very closely tied together.
What connects these 3?
A lot.
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
Yeah.
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
All right. Yeah, these are the people I was thinking of. Cool. These are the main 4 connections. All right, Mizuki.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all 3 victims.
She's all 4. She's Oda's friend too. She's Iris's friend. She's the daughter of the other 2.
Shoko and Renji were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all 4 of them. Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Agreed. Iris's mother, Hitomi. She has a lot of questions. I think she's potentially... Hitomi and Mayumi right now, there's just a lot of question marks. Especially since we saw Hitomi speaking in the garden with So, and we know very little about Mayumi.
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju.
Yeah, she blamed them both for Ota, but she doesn't seemingly have anything against... And why would she kill Ota?
Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her.
Exactly.
And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him.
Moma Kumakura.
Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras.
But we don't have a connection to Iris here, although we have one, but they don't.
But there's no connection to Iris.
Because we know Momo's a huge ASEP fan. Congressman So Sejima.
Renju, Shoko, and So.
They all have a connection.
There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
But there is a link between So and Hitomi that we know of. Iris's mother, Hitomi.
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates, and she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way.
That's very true.
No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me.
But once we get the connection between Hitomi and So, it might be different. Me.
I know Renju and Shoko, and I'm connected to Iris, but I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No.
That's true.
Now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events.
We think so. It's really hard to know if you're missing time.
And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops killer. I have been working with you for years. I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
Okay. Thank you for the vote of confidence,
I
Aiba.
thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
I think So and Hitomi are the 2 most suspicious of those list.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit. To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Alright, lots of investigating to do. Okay. We're gonna start with the crime scene. Cold storage warehouse. Sorry. Yawning a bit today. Alright. Cold storage warehouse. Monday. I stepped into the cold storage warehouse. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hadn't raised that much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin, but the center of my body was burning hot. Okay. Shelves packed with cardboard boxes. I don't see any clues here. There's a cardboard box on the floor. There's nothing in it. A wooden box on the shelf. It's empty.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
There's nothing particularly suspicious. The forklift. I don't see anything special about it.
This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
Interesting. Iris and Ota were sliced in two by this ice cutting machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time
Please don't
of
show it
death
again.
and the cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Stop showing it!
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered.
Not gonna lie, this route is reminding me of the Luna route from VLR, where everyone dies and you know nothing. An ice cutting machine.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And the cause of death.
Being cut in half?
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound, or...?
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal.
Okay. So it could have been Mayumi, and she could have accidentally stabbed him or something, and then he was just like dying, so she just, to cover the tracks, did this.
Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Okay. An oil drum. Unlikely to be a clue.
A video camera and laptop.
Okay, this is the streaming and recording equipment.
This is what the criminal used to stream.
That's the other thing, is I don't think Mayumi had the technical skill to do this.
All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them. I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse.
Okay.
Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner.
Okay.
However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it.
How did you find that?
I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know.
Okay.
Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju.
Which we knew that already.
The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management.
Okay.
In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
Okay.
But it can't be a coincidence.
Probably not.
It certainly is suspicious.
A video camera and laptop used for the stream. Any progress on the investigation?
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
A police officer. A hook is hanging from the ceiling crane. A forklift. The tire and floor are covered with a layer of ice. Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris, jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle, and Oda ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put inside the costume, then finally cut open by the ice-cutting machine.
But why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown.
Oh, we didn't get to talk to Inspector Kagami.
Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Is this Ota's blood? The inspector is doing his duties as usual. Hi, Kagami. Any clues?
No, nothing so far.
Alright, I'm heading out. Let me know if you find anything. I let them know, then left the warehouse. Okay. When I left the warehouse, I saw Pewter. What is he doing here? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
I was Renju's gay lover.
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Oh?
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little.
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
Because boss wanted him not to?
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
All right. Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
Yes.
I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes. Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer.
Is it us? Or is it Falco?
Although, it's more accurate to say killers.
There's two?
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice.
We knew that from the Somnium.
One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras.
Oh. Interesting. We knew he was doing some really messed up stuff. We knew he was really dark and disturbed back then. I wonder if MoMA had something to do with it as well.
They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
Which makes me think that Rohan had the other sync machine. He might be involved with Nai as well. Okay. A hologram barrier. The water of Tokyo Bay. A police officer. Another. Oh, policeman 1. A police officer. Interesting. A wooden box. Stacked containers. Crane. There's an oil drum. Warehouses all in a line. Whoa. Why did the Cyclops case get classified?
That, I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
Interesting. I think the reason it's so classified is because it might be, I don't know, I'm wondering if it's connected to the missing sync machine. Who is the murderous psychopath?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Okay.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust.
Yes.
It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress.
Yes.
It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but
He never felt love.
he was unable to feel love in the way that we do. However, he was able to experience a substitute. His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins by performing a certain action.
Murder.
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain. The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure. He was 12 when he took his first life.
Interesting.
That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
About Rohan.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead.
Okay.
He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out.
Why?
The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by women's eyes.
Interesting.
Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them.
That's really gross.
He needed to have them, to make them his own. Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye.
Okay.
From then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women.
Okay.
He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman.
Okay, which makes it very clear that he's not the new one, but the new murders could be by whoever his partner was, which they are setting it up to, again, be Date.
But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge. His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years.
Peter, I have a feeling that you might be the psychopath we're talking about.
However, he soon met his ideal partner, the aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss.
Okay. Peter looks grimly serious. Summarize for me.
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice.
Yes, which we know, and there's so many questions we have. It could be, I mean, it's because of the 12 number, that makes me think, that makes me think it could have been Iris, which would explain a lot.
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
And one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
That's interesting, so we should probably talk to Moma about that.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
So he cannot be part of this.
That means... Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges.
Breaking and entering, probably into the Hitomi household.
But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
It's either 89 or the other person with 89. It could be 89, though.
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
Falco?
In prison, he doesn't have a name. He is simply called Number 89.
Yep. Okay. So 89 was the other... Okay, I really want to go back and rewatch what Hitomi said about when she was dating him, because that explains a little bit. Okay.
Number 89.
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that. That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. Because one is dead, and the other is behind bars.
Yes.
Neither of them had the opportunity.
Something's not adding up, though, but that's okay. Alright. Matsushita Diner. We'll go there next. Yeah, something's not adding up, but I don't know what it is. My brain's just seeing something about everything that's happening. Oh, right. It feels like number 89 was framed because he was living with Hitomi, so it wasn't breaking and entering from him. There was someone else, and that's just the way he defended Hitomi at the house, I think, and that's what got him arrested, which feels like it was a setup. So I'm wondering. There's still so many questions we don't have answered. Matsushita Diner, Monday. The place was silent. It was so quiet I felt like I could hear the floating dust. I stepped inside. I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree cling pathetically to the earth. Yeah, she has lost her son. The gears have stopped turning on the clock. It's November, but the calendar says January. Looking closely, even the year is wrong. This is old. Lucky cat statue. Nothing but a window. It says good luck. A beer ad on the wall. Menus written on the wall on Tanzaku paper. A low table. A sitting cushion. Disposable chopsticks. Condiments are placed on the table. There's a menu on the table. A swinging door. I can see the kitchen area past the counter. The counter. A stool. And it's an autograph, probably from a celebrity. Cool, that's everything it looks like. About... I'm sorry to interrupt. About Ota. Do you want to talk about it?
This is your fault. I heard from the police because you didn't take care of Iris. My boy Ota got involved.
Date, I looked into the investigation report.
Really?
Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now. Did you not hear me? I said leave!
Date, let's go. She is in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Mayumi is crying. To the Date residence next. Alright. Date residence Monday. Mizuki is curled up on the sofa. She looks like a small animal frightened by a predator. Large speakers. Audio equipment for an audio file. Adore rabbit, a stuffed rabbit. I gave it to Mizuki on her birthday. Mizuki's bed. Lighting. The entrance. My refrigerator. An oven hood. Frying pan. Seasoning and cooking sake. Oh, it's a pot. The kitchen. There are seasonings and cooking equipment lying around. A backpack. Emotional support lead pipe. Mine and Mizuki's clothes. My clothes and Mizuki's clothes hanging on the rack. A big window. A bench press. A one-seater sofa. A rug. A coffee table. Nothing interesting to say today. Literally none of these things are getting comments. Everyone's just kind of sad. This is the depressing route. It's a 3-seat sofa in the center of the room. A cushion on the sofa. About Ota. About Iris. About Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Mizuki must know about Iris and Ota.
Of course. The news was distributed heavily across the internet. Not just in Japan, but worldwide.
This is worst timeline
3 days ago, Mizuki discovered her mother's body.
than her father's.
2 days ago, her father's.
Then her best friends, both of her closest friends.
This morning, 2 of her best friends. It is completely understandable that she is at her mental limit.
Can I be left alone for a while?
Yeah, if you need. But I'm here if you need anything.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
She certainly didn't seem so. But I can't stay by her side forever.
Aiba, contact Abyss. See if they can get Mizuki a good counselor.
Understood.
I stayed with her for a little while, but we didn't speak. Having nothing more to say, I left. Mizuki is staring at the floor. Argus going through this investigation very fast. We might be able to finish it in this episode. I was thinking it would take 2 or 3 episodes to do all 5 locations. Sagan residence, Monday. When I visited the Sagan household, I found Hitomi with a hollow look in her eyes. She let me in and asked me to sit on a sofa. I agreed and sat down. But after that, I couldn't say a single word. The heavy silence weighed on both of us. Wooden shelf. The front door. It's a shoebox. There's a calendar and a strange object on the shelf. A clock that I can't see the arms on it or anything, so I can't make note. A bookshelf. The lights are off. Not making the joke this time. Tableware put away. It's a microwave. Dining table. A refrigerator. It's a kitchen counter. There's a door in the back of the room. There's a painting. We're going to zoom in. There's a drawing on the wall. A cushion. It's supposed to be good luck and
In the
hope.
language of flowers, the iris means good news and hope.
Good news and hope, sorry.
When I saw the flowers this morning, I just knew something good would happen.
Well, we've yet to see that. In any timeline.
Iris.
The winter iris is blooming. Hitomi sitting on the sofa. A plant. You can see the trees and sky outside. A coffee table. There are some elementary workbooks on the table. Steam is rising from the tea. Can you think of any information?
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but
No, please. Tell me.
I may have told you this already.
Is it about Falco?
I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
Okay.
Prison?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger. I visit them a few times a year.
Number 89, I would assume.
And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away. She was there for the same reason I was, to visit one of the inmates.
Same inmate, maybe?
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fushu.
Fuchu Prison, in Tokyo.
Fuchu.
Prison?
About Iris.
Iris was my everything. We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes, or going to the movies, or taking a walk, or going shopping at the supermarket. When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers. Her hand was too small to hold mine. And it was 2, then 3. And finally she could hold my hand. But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent. Even though she needed constant attention growing up.
About Iris.
Her memories are a part of this room. When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried. One day she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time she drew with crayons all over the window. She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her.
Well, girlie, hold on tight to those memories. Like, sorry, I'm actually crying at this, y'all. Like, hold it together. Come on, Lulu, you can do this.
But why?
Hold it together. Just focus on those memories. Focus on the good times. Focus on every good memory you have of her.
Oda was one of my students.
Oh?
I taught him in elementary school. I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say. I have no words.
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll be going now.
I don't know what to do. Thinking about her. Dante, please, you have to catch them. Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
I'm glad we didn't get this timeline first, y'all. Like, I wish we could have saved Iris in this timeline. I missed the timeline where we saved her twice. She still perished, but I still miss that timeline. Golden Yokocho, Marble.
Are you okay, honey?
Huh?
About last night. Well, at 3 in the morning, anyway.
You know about it?
It's on every channel. You have the face of a ghost. Do you want a glass?
I don't need a drink. I need information. Do you have anything?
Well, let's see. I do have... I suppose you could call it intuition.
Okay.
Tell me.
Clicking around one last time today. The bar counter. There's a TV on the wall. It's a menu, it has writing on the back. There are bottles of alcohol on the shelf. A beer tap. Bottles on the counter. A painting of Saint Sebastian. The specials are written on the chalkboard. There's a poster on the wall. A flyer. A sofa. A stool. A refrigerator. There's music playing over the radio. Alright. Information about the incident.
The Kumakuras are involved in this case.
Okay.
Remember what I told you before? That there's a relationship between Ren and the Kumakuras?
Yeah.
Shoko also has a relationship with them.
We know that.
You know about her dealings with the Kumakuras, right?
Yes.
So basically, 2 of the victims are linked to the Kumakuras. That must mean they're involved somehow, right?
Not 2, 3.
3? Iris?
No, not that one. The boy.
Oh?
He came here last night?
Ota?
Yes, from Matsushita Diner. He's linked to the Kumakuras as well.
Interesting. How is Ota related to the Kumakuras?
Have you heard the rumor?
Mama told me a similar story to Aiba's about Sosajima and the Kawasaki district. The basic idea is this. 8 years ago, So sold his land in the Kawasaki district for 30 billion yens. Half a year later, an explosion at the chemical plant. Did I say 8 years? I thought it was 6 years ago. My notes wrong? No, it was 8 years ago. Okay. Half a year later, an explosion at the chemical plant caused the land prices to drop drastically. So bought back the land for 1 billion yen. Almost like he knew beforehand that the accident would happen. Did So blow it up, or conspire to blow it up? No, that wouldn't make sense. So wouldn't gain anything from that. He would end up with 29 billion in cash and 1 billion in land. It's a net zero. But there's more to the story. About So in the Kawasaki district.
The Kumakuras own a handful of real estate companies.
Okay.
They of course look legit, but they're Yakuza fronts. I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it simple for you.
Okay.
The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in Kawasaki.
About So in the Kawasaki district.
Now, back to So. Have you heard of the plans for the casino in Kawasaki?
No.
So was the one who came up with it.
I was born and raised in Kawasaki. I remember the landscape of my childhood, and I loved it dearly. But look at Kawasaki now. When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart aches like it's being chopped to pieces. But I promise you, I will revive the Kawasaki district at any cost.
I feel like this would probably piss off whoever was using the Kawasaki district to hide the sink machine.
Casino Town Kawasaki will give new life to the city.
How does this have to do with
After
Oda?
that, So moved fast.
Appendix to Analyst collected 100 appendix files. I still have to look at the appendix files. There's probably some great information in there.
He submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right places. The bills passed, and it became an official government initiative.
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at a rapid pace in the Kawasaki district. At the moment, the area is still considered off-limits.
But it's getting much better.
However, the air in Kawasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect on the human body.
If the plan goes smoothly, land prices in Kawasaki are going to skyrocket. And all that land is owned by the KE.
So they'll make a lot of money.
And by So himself. The land he bought back for 1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
He's involved in some shady business.
It's speculation. About So in the Kawasaki district.
This is just another rumor, but the chemical plant exploding was no accident. It was done intentionally.
Yeah, I was starting to think that because that's where the sink machine is hidden, so it was probably blown up so that they could have a place to hide the sink machine. This could be what Nai is doing.
By So and the Kumakuras, you mean?
But there's no hard evidence of that. It's just gossip.
Okay, so what about Ota? Oh, well, that's the related question. Well, what about Ota and the Kumakuras?
What were we talking about again?
Ota and the Kumakuras.
Oh, right. You know how Matsushita Diner is close to the Kabasaki district?
They probably got a lot more business back when that was open, when Kawasaki was open.
The chemical plant explosion made times hard. Foot traffic went down, sales declined. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge.
Wait, it closed down?
Someone caused that explosion.
Oh, wait. No. Yeah, I didn't realize Matsushita Diner closed down.
And if it was intentional, oh, he'd hate them even more. That's how I link Ota to the Kumakuras.
Anyways, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I'm gonna say goodbye.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told me will lead to anything, but...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time.
No, you didn't.
No, it was very helpful.
It's just we have very little work on for this.
I'm glad I can help, even if it's just a little.
Well then, I'll be seeing you.
Come back anytime.
Alright. Mom is polishing the dried bonito. Alright. So we are at an hour. This is the longest episode I've recorded. Thank you for bearing with me. And, alright, I'm gonna save it. So next time we'll pick up right here with whatever comes next. I have no idea. Day 4 with 4 dead bodies. I hope y'all are as invested in this story as I am, because I cannot. I'm so excited to record this again. I want to know what happens next. But I need to go take an emotional break because I've been crying and we're at an hour, so I'll see everybody next time. I hope y'all have a great time until then. I love you and I'll see you then. Bye.